Good morning. Good morning. It's my birthday. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning and welcome for the new weekly edition of Dynasty or Bust Fantasy Football. I am your girl, LaDonna. Yes, it's my birthday, so I'm a little extra hype. Um, Today we'll be talking about different things. We'll be talking about fantasy football, obviously, but I will be talking about how start to sit, who to start, who not to start, injury update. There was a few injuries, obviously, from the Thursday night game, which kind of sucked. It was more defensive. Sorry for Atlanta. But there, like I said, we'll get into all that. Like I said, happy birthday to me because it's my birthday. If you hear the dinging, yes, because I am on Facebook Live. And of course, it's my birthday. Everybody's talking to me. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about Thursday night's game. The biggest loss that we had so far, we had so far was Keanu O'Neal, which was a safety for the Atlanta Falcons. And he unfortunately, excuse me, he is unfortunately going to be out for the rest of the year. He tore his ACL, which sucks a lot. I really did like him. Of course, I'm not a Falcons fan. I have a lot of friends that are Falcons fans. And this hurts. I watched him because like I said, he was a great player. And it really does affect their defense. Do I think their defense is going to be okay? Yes. I don't think you could tell it's going to hurt a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to like majorly kill them or their chances of having a still solid defense. I will say that I did not realize Carson Wentz. Well, probably the whole world didn't realize that Carson Wentz was going to be out longer than he was. Well, he's going to be. Eagles made it seem like he was going to be fine. Like everything was going to be great. Everything was fine and dandy. And then you realize not everything is fine and dandy. And he's hurt, and everybody, from what I've been hearing, from like the reports of that day before the game, because obviously there was a delay, that they were watching him practice, which I did not get to see. But they saw basically him favoring that knee, which sucks. If you're a player with any type of injury, I never had a knee injury during my sports days, but I had injuries to my back and to my leg. And so I could understand like the pain that he would be feeling from that. So, like I said, for that, I feel bad for that. But Foles pulled it out somehow, some way. I don't know how. I don't know where. But the game ended the same way as the playoffs last year. And like I said, am I happy? No. I wanted the Falcons to win just because of obvious reasons. Not because, I'm a Falcons fan. It's because I hate the Eagles. I hate the Eagles with all my heart. And, yeah, like I said, I don't like them. I don't like them at all. But we'll go there. And let's get into this top 10. My top 10, we'll start with quarterbacks. Like I said, this is my own top 10. Yes, I do research on them. Yes, I do. I look at other lists. I do look for, help. It's not like I'm just sitting here like, oh my God. No, I do this all by myself. And it's going to be, like I said, it's my list. My list, I have right now, I have Aaron Rodgers as my number one quarterback. I had Aaron Rodgers as my number one quarterback to pick up in a draft. He's playing Chicago. They are home. Yes, Chicago's defense is a little bit scarier. Do I think Aaron Rodgers will still have a good game? Yes, I do. I think Aaron Rodgers will have a great game. Number 2 is Tom Brady versus Houston. It's Tom Brady. Like, that's all I'm going to say. It's Tom Brady. He makes defenses. It don't matter what type of defense you have. He makes defenses look like crap. Drew Brees versus Tampa Bay. Drew Brees will have, like I said, a good game. Their Tampa Bay's top receiver is actually, from what I'm reading, might be out this week. And if it is, if he is going to be out, that's like going to really hurt them. He is questionable to play, and I'm babysitting too, so forgive the background noise. And he just pinched me. But yes, he right now, Brent Grimes did not practice on Friday, and it's a groin issue, so he is very doubtful to play, which is, like I said, their top safety. So I already had kind of like New Orleans winning that game just because it's Drew Brees. And they don't have Winston. I'm not saying I don't trust Fitzpatrick. I will not. Not actually, Fitzpatrick is somewhat. I don't trust him. I don't trust anything from Tampa. But Mike Evans. Trying to think of something else. No, I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else. Next is Deshaun Watson at New England. I think he'll have a good game. I think he'll throw at least 400 yards. About 300 yards. I won't say 400. I'll say about 300. Cam Newton versus Dallas. Dallas's defense, of course, that's my team, but Dallas's defense is very young. Do I think they can get the job done? Yes. Do I think they'll win? No. Do I think Cam Newton will have a good game against this young defense? Yes, I really, truly do. Matt Stafford versus the Jets comes in at number 6. Russell Wilson at Denver. Kirk Cousins versus San Fran. San Francisco's defense doesn't scare me. Big Ben versus Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is looking better. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's definitely looking better. But I do think that's going to be a close game. I do not think it's going to be a blowout from either side. And then number 10, I have Phillip Rivers versus Kansas City. Phillip Rivers, San Diego, another player is hurt for them. I'm just trying to figure out if San Diego has any more players left to play for them, because everybody's dropping like flies. I have some mediocre starts. Andrew Luck. Everybody's going to probably sit here if you're an Andrew Luck fan and say, hey, why did you pick Andrew Luck? For me, I'm still skeptical. I was just on my boy Courtney Harden's show Sunday night, and we talked about this. He's been gone for almost 2 years, and he might have looked great in the preseason, but that doesn't mean he is great. And so, like I said, it's just I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. But he does have another minor foot injury. That's keep that up to Taz, that he is semi-hurt. I don't think that'll affect his game if his throwing arm is okay and fine. But just to throw that out there, he does have a minor foot injury, and I hope he can get through it. Another mediocre start, as I had Jared Goff at Oakland. I like Jared Goff, and I think, but it's at Oakland, and I was talking to somebody, and they thought Oakland was going to win because they were at Oakland. And I said, my whole thing is Jared Goff has weapons. I'm not saying Oakland doesn't have weapons. I'm sorry for any Oakland fan that might be listening, watching, anything else. But I really do think that Jared Goff is going to eat them alive, because, like I stated before, he didn't lose any weapons. He actually maintained his weapons, and I think he'll do great. Alex Smith, I have him on the list. He's at Arizona. I think it's more because he's at Arizona than anything. No. Come here. Come here. Come here. Like I said, I am babysitting at the same time, multitasking mom, trying to do two things at once. And my child is getting into stuff that he's not supposed to get into. Number 4 is Patrick Mahomes. Another mediocre start at the Chargers, just because it is at the Los Angeles Chargers. I do like Patrick Mahomes. I do think he'll do great. And then number 5, Jimmy Garoppolo versus at Minnesota. I think that game is going to be a little bit harder than people think it is, just because it's at Minnesota, and Minnesota has one of the top defenses in the league. I would personally not start, if you have any of these quarterbacks, Dak Prescott. I wouldn't start him against Carolina. I would not start Tyrod Taylor versus Pittsburgh, Blake Bortles at the New York Giants, Case Keenum versus Seattle, and Joey Flacco versus Buffalo. I would not start these. And like I said before, Carson Wentz has not been cleared, and he will be out for a few weeks if he is your fantasy quarterback. Start and sit running backs: Todd Gurley at Oakland, David Johnson at Washington versus Washington. I'm sorry. They are playing at home. Todd Gurley, I think he's going to have a great game against Oakland, especially when there's that guy that's no longer theirs. I think he'll be great. Ezekiel Elliott at Carolina. Like I said, I don't think that the Cowboys will win, but I think Ezekiel Elliott will have a 100-yard game. I had Le'Veon Bell. I made this list right before we found out that he wasn't going to be there no more. And he wasn't going to be there no more. So like I said, that's how that's going to go. So I would put James Conner in his spot. I would do it on I would definitely start him, James Conner, if you can or if you need to. Like I said, I made this list before we found out all the information. Leonard Fournette at New York Giants comes in at number 5 to start. Alvin Kamara versus Tampa Bay. Melvin Gordon versus Kansas City. Saquon Barkley versus Jacksonville. I think he's going to have a tough game. Do I think he's going to have a great game? I don't know, because that Jacksonville defense is amazing. But this will be a true test for the rookie for him to play his first game against that top defense. Kareem Hunt is at, like I said, Kansas City's playing the LA Chargers. And then Christian McCaffrey comes in at number 10 versus Dallas. I don't think our defense will stop him. Do I think he have a close to 100-yard game or a 100-yard game? Yes, I do. You say hi to everybody? You say hi? You say hi? Yeah? Okay. Mediocre starts. Dalvin Cook versus San Fran. But I'm hearing that Dalvin Cook is going to have a much more higher workload. So he might not be so mediocre. He might be close to tied to number 10, just because they plan on working him as a workhorse. They do plan on giving him a good portion of the snaps. Joe Mixon at Indy. I think he's going to be good. Do you think Joe Mixon's going to be good versus Indy? Do you think? What do you think? Yeah, I think so too. Royce Freeman versus Seattle. I think even though Booker is going to probably be the starter, I think Royce Freeman's going to he's definitely going to steal the show, and I think he's going to be the one that actually scores a lot. LaShawn McCoy at Baltimore, he is playing despite of being under investigation for the domestic violence that happened this summer against his ex. Exactly. We don't like domestic violence, do we? Nope. No, sir, we do not. Nope. We don't like that. We don't like that at all. We have some don't starts. Jamal Williams versus Chicago. Don't start him. I'm not convinced technically of any Green Bay's running backs. Peyton Barber at New Orleans. I don't trust him. Deion Lewis at Miami. Marshawn Lynch against the Rams. Only reason I put Marshawn Lynch on there because everybody knows I love Skittles. That's what I call him. I love him to death, but it's the Rams defense that I'm very scared of. And then Carlos Hyde versus Pittsburgh. I don't think he's going to have a good game. Yeah. Yes. We are right now. That's like I said, that is my top 10 for quarterbacks and running backs. We are going to take a quick break and play a couple commercials, and we'll come back and talk about top 10 wide receivers and tight ends and defenses that you must start.
Unforgettables. Nice. This show is sponsored by Unforgettables. Unforgettables creates detailed hand-painted baseballs for every baseball fan. Check them out at unforgettables.com.
Ruder Apparel powers teams and athletes around the world by offering the best in customer uniforms at an unbeatable price. Visit RuderApparel.com or give them a call today at 347-850-2720. Build your one-of-a-kind uniform made just the way you want. Ruder Apparel, the #1 shop for custom uniforms and apparel. That's 347-850-2720.
And we are back. Like I said, thank you for listening. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on Spreaker.com right now live. You can hear us on iTunes. You can hear us pretty much about anywhere. And 3andoutradio.com is our website. If you need to hear my show or any other of our shows on 3 and Out Radio, like I said, it's 3andoutradio.com, and that is spelled THR, the number 3 and AND out radio. You will find all of our shows that all of these gentlemen put on. I am surrounded by men on this network, but it's okay. You know, I hold it down. I hold it down for the ladies, and that's all that matters. Like I said, we are going to continue talking about fantasy football, start and sits wide receivers right now. Right now, of course, I have Antonio Brown versus Cleveland. You are never, ever supposed to sit Antonio Brown unless he's like broken in half or something. You never sit Antonio Brown. Like I said, at Cleveland. Number 2, DeAndre Hopkins at New England. This is why I had Deshaun Watson up so high, because of his top wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's going to be a beast, just like Julio Jones. He had a beast game on Thursday. You know, it's Julio. You know, did he make it? I wish he would have made it to the end zone, but hey, it's Julio. He got his yards. Michael Thomas versus Tampa Bay. Your quarterback's Drew Brees. Go for it. A.J. Green at Indy. It's number 6, Keenan Allen at Kansas City. Devontae Adams, I think he'll have a great game. Odell Beckham versus Jacksonville. This is probably the matchup that I'm waiting on the most. If you're into sports and you hear all the talk, the smack talking that has been going on with Jalen Ramsey and talking about everything and talking about how people are mediocre and, you know, people aren't that great. And Odell said he's grown up since last year, and he's, you know, he's not gonna allow Jalen to get under his skin. But we all know that Odell is very diva-ish. I guess I called him Odella, but he's a diva. Now, if he's changed his diva ways, go for it. Since he got paid, more power to it. But I don't think Jalen's going to be able to handle Odell. That's just the truth. But can Eli get the ball to Odell? That is the real true question of that whole scenario. Stephon Diggs versus San Fran comes in number 9. And Larry Fitzpatrick versus Washington ends by number 10 to start. It's Larry Fitzpatrick. You definitely have to start him. Mediocre starts, which I really don't call Adam Thielen a mediocre start. I really wanted to put him at number 11 because I think Minnesota is going to have 2 wide receivers with over 1,000 yards. They're going to have Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Both of them are amazing wide receivers. Mike Evans at New Orleans, I do think that he's going to have a great game if he gets the ball. That's the big if, because of a backup situation for 2 games. Tyreek Hill at the Chargers. And then we're going to have Jarvis Landry versus Pittsburgh. I do think he will get the ball with yes. All that. Yes. T.Y. Hilton. I think Josh Gordon's going to get the ball with Jarvis Brown. I think they're going to be a dynamic duo. I think they're going to be great together. And T.Y. Hilton versus Cincy. I think they're, if Andrew Luck is on his P's and Q's like he has been and is supposed to, he's supposed to be looking great. Because like I said, I did not get to see him in preseason. So I have just been reading and going off of others' comments. And if he's the Andrew Luck that we have all enjoyed watching, then T.Y. Hilton might not even be a mediocre start. Like I said, the only reason I have him on this list is because I put Luck on the mediocre list. If Andrew Luck comes back and is the Andrew Luck that we all know and love so well next week, T.Y. Hilton might be in the top 10 to start because it is T.Y. Hilton. Don't start Will Fuller at New England. Jameson Crowder for the Washington Redskins at Arizona. Sammy Watkins at the Chargers. Like I said, I don't think Sammy Watkins is going to have a great game. Yes, his speed is good, but hey, I might be wrong. Keenan Cole at the Giants and Kelvin Benjamin at Baltimore. I do not think he is going to have a good game. Every time I put my faith in Kelvin Benjamin, he's always showed me wrong. I'm tired of putting my faith in him, and he and it happens. Yes, injury report. Like I said, Antonio Brown is expected full go. He does have hip and a groin issue, but he's okay. Also, Doug Baldwin said he was going to play despite of this ongoing injury. That he has a knee injury that's ongoing, and he said it's going to be an ongoing issue for the rest of the season. I don't think right now he's going to miss games, but it probably will eventually hurt his start to play time later on. I think you just want to see yourself in the camera. That's okay. But right now, that's fine. Yes. We like Doug Baldwin, don't we? And we like AB. We don't want neither one of them hurt. Well, we don't want no player hurt. No, we don't. We don't want no player hurt. No. Next, we're going to go to tight ends. My number one tight end for this week is Travis Kelce. Yeah, Travis Kelce. Because it's Travis Kelce. Do you not agree? No? Do you not agree? Oh, you do agree? Okay, that's all that matters. Number 2 is Rob Gronkowski. I hope he stays healthy for the whole year, just out of the faith for Patriots fans, fantasy owners fans. I'm not a Patriots fan. Everybody knows I hate the Patriots probably as much as I hate the Eagles. But I do like Rob Gronkowski. I do like him a lot. Number 3 was Zach Ertz versus Atlanta. He did have a good game to a degree. Greg Olsen versus Dallas last year. And the year before, the weakness of Dallas's defense was tight ends. I don't know if they really addressed that issue, but we will see. Jimmy Graham versus Chicago. If Jimmy Graham is, he didn't do so great in Seattle, but he had a mediocre quarterback. I don't think. I'm sorry, Seattle fans. Don't get wrong. I like Russell Wilson. But do I think he's going to be a great QB? Do I think he's a great QB? No. Do I like him? Yeah, I always like him. That's not the issue. But he is not a Drew Brees. Jimmy Graham is used to Drew Brees. Well, he's about to get a Drew Brees 2.0 up in Green Bay. I think he will do good. I hope he learned how to block, though. Did anybody know? Has Jimmy Graham learned how to block? Because blocking is not in his forte. Number 6, Delaney Walker at Miami. I really do think Delaney Walker and Marcus Mariota have something kind of special going on. Oh, okay. You just gonna throw my Deadpool? See, don't have kids. Just joking. Kyle Rudolph versus San Fran comes in number 7. Trey Burton, he's the Chicago tight end at Green Bay. Evan Ingram, he is right now he's still technically injured, but I think he's full to go. He had a concussion earlier on, but he should be fine. And then Jordan Reed finishes at my top 10, and he's at toe injury, and but he should be able to play. Hey Archie, I see you on there, and thanks for everybody that is watching or is watching. Like I said, this is a Dynasty or Bust fantasy show. I do this weekly every week, Saturday at 11 a.m. Usually I have a babysitter, but because, like I said, it is my birthday, my husband is getting his hair cut, so I get stuck with this one because he wants to play. He wants to play all over the place and not listen. So mediocre starts. David Njoku. He's actually, I think, only reason I put him here because I actually picked him up in a couple of my leagues. The only reason I have him on this list just because he is a rookie. Sean Buck, I can go over the quarterbacks real simple. Just give me 1 second. And thank you, Archie. Tyler Eifert is another. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tyler Eifert's on the list. Jack Doyle is another mediocre start. George Kittle at Minnesota, just because they're at Minnesota, but he is another rookie. And then Charles Clay for the Bills. Do not start Jared Cook, Benjamin Watson, Eric Ebron, O.J. Howard, and Austin Seferian-Jenkins. Sean Buck, but I'm gonna need you to come on at 10 because me and you have been friends for a long time. But the QBs basically start Aaron, don't start Luck. That's the best I can put it. But you saw my list, Sean, probably this week. So that it's basically the same list that I posted earlier this week. Now we are going to move on to kickers and defenses. Of course, you got to start Steven Gronkowski. That is for that plays for New England. You have to start him. That's just it's a must start. Justin Tucker, you have to start him. Greg Zuerlein at Oakland. Will Lutz, Chris Broswell, Matt Prater, Robbie Gould, and Adam Vinatieri. I was going to say, I kind of suck. It kind of sucks that I can't put, that guy that used to be a Cowboy on this list on here. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you, Cowboys. That's, I still miss you, Bailey. I still miss you. Harrison Butker, I think, is my mediocre starts. Mason Crosby versus Chicago. Graham Cano will have, I think if the defenses play like I think they'll play, I don't think he'll get a ton of points. I think he'll just get a whole bunch of extra points. But hey, I've been wrong before. Josh Lambo and Caleb Surges will all have that completes my mediocre start. Now going on to defenses. That we are talking about. Jacksonville, of course, it starts off my number one. Jacksonville starts off my number one. Then, like I said, at New York. Number 2 is Baltimore versus Buffalo. I think they're going to have a great time. New Orleans defense is number 3. Minnesota is number 4 at San Fran. Number 5 is Los Angeles Rams at Oakland. Denver at Seattle. Can't never sleep on Denver's defense. Von Miller. That's all I got to say. I still love them. New England versus Houston. This is why, some people ask me why wouldn't you start Deshaun Watson over a certain quarterback, because New England's defense is still top 10 people sleep on New England's defense because Carolina number 9 and Tennessee at Miami. Philadelphia, like I had them on mediocre start, which their defense actually played pretty decent. Los Angeles Chargers comes in on a mediocre start. Pittsburgh, I wouldn't start Pittsburgh defense personally, just because some reason Cleveland has Pittsburgh's number. It's like Cleveland Browns is like Pittsburgh's kryptonite, and sometimes I don't know what it is. I understand it's a divisional rival game, but Cleveland always usually somehow finds a way, and it's against the Steelers. Arizona versus Washington. I'm not really scared of Alex Smith, and I'm not scared of anything from Washington. I'm trying to think of a scary thing. No. There's nothing really scary about Washington's team, but Arizona defense, I think they'll have a good game. And then Green Bay versus Chicago is another division rival game that I think it'll be a good game. Do I think Green Bay is going to have a lot of points? No, I don't. I don't think he's going to have a lot of points, but I don't think they'll be in a negative. I don't think they'll be in a negative whatsoever. A couple things that I wanted to talk about was, like I said, just some injuries. Like I said, Brett Grimes for Tampa. I think Van McDonald is going to be out. Did not practice Friday, so he's out week 1. Van McDonald's a tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We already know about the Le'Veon Bell situation. Let's see. There was a couple others that that we had that we were looking at, and I was thinking, okay, dang. I think because I mentioned basically almost everybody else. Sonny Mitchell will be able to play. He was questionable for like the good chunk of the week. He is the running back for the New England Patriots. He's a rookie, and I think he's going to have. I think he's going to play, and I think he might be a third down back. Okay. Joey Bosa actually is the player that I was thinking of early for the Chargers that will be out versus Kansas City. He's a defensive end. If you do play defensive end positions and you have Bosa, you might wanna think about it. If you do not know about Marquise Lee, he's out for the season for Jacksonville. I watched that injury. It didn't look good. Whatsoever. And I feel bad for him. I really do. You keep falling. See? Yeah. You keep falling. Sammy Coates was Sammy Coates for Houston was definitely you're messing up Mom's show. You know that way. Limited practice, but he is going to probably play. He's another mediocre start. But Will Fuller that I mentioned earlier do not start. He was limited practice, but he's questionable still to right now. And let's see, Green Bay, everybody looks fine in Green Bay. They have, of course, a couple of questionable for their defense, but nobody else. Trying to think. Stu Cravens, that was used to be with the Washington Redskins. Now he's with the Broncos. He has been placed on the IR this week, which sucks. I don't want to see nobody hurt. I really don't. Dallas Cowboys. Xavier Woods will be out, which is a DB. Travis Frederick is out for week 1. Dante Jones is out week 1. Kavion Frazier, which is another DB, he is questionable, but I think he will play. Cleveland Browns, they had, of course, a couple people on here, but they should be completely fine. I don't think there's any more like big, oh my God, they're not playing moments unless they pop up tomorrow, which I hope you pay attention to your lineups tomorrow, because that will be bad, because I did that a couple times before, wasn't paying attention. Or I stuck with my gut, like on Thursday I stuck with my gut and I left this guy named Wallison from Philadelphia. Yeah, it hurts. I have a 0. And I should have just listened to my gut and say, take him out. But I didn't listen to my gut. I didn't listen to my gut at all, and I should have. And now my gut is hurting because I got a big fat 0 for a player that I don't even really like. So it is what it is. Next week, like I said, I'll update everybody else with more information. He doesn't care that it's my show. He doesn't care that it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Not your birthday. It's my birthday. Your birthday's in a couple weeks. Yeah, you'll be a big old 1 year old. You say hi to everybody? You say hi? Like I said, you can listen to the show on 3andoutradio.com, iTunes, Spreaker.com. You could always catch the show. I always put it on my Twitter, which is Meaning Fandemonium, all one word, or 3 and Out. Oh, 3 and Out on Twitter. You can always, that's our handles. You can always catch our shows. Next week will be the same thing. I'll update on what I kind of think of games. Like I said, Thursday's game was just kind of lackluster. Only reason I didn't really talk about it because there was really nothing to talk about. Fourth quarter, that was it. I'm hoping that, after we get a few games under our belt, which I'm really excited for about tomorrow's games, I will talk about that. I will talk about matchups. I'll talk about injuries. But until then, thank you everybody that has watched and listened and commented and always there for me. Thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a great Saturday. It looks gloomy here in Dallas. And go Mizzou. Watch your college football. Enjoy the day. And I will talk to everybody.